Hello and welcome to this new series. Today we are starting a new series called Scientific Investor Series, where the idea is to talk about, how you can be a scientific investor, what are the characteristics, what is important in investing in finance that a investor or a scientific investor should know, what he practices, and so on and so forth. So many things will come. So really excited to start this series. Vikas, your initial thoughts on Scientific Investor Series?
Yeah, so it's more like a investor education,
Hmm.
if you want to put it in simple words,
Right,
right? Now, under investor education, any kind of things are possible,
right,
but we'll try to have a slightly differentiated approach
right,
or things which are not normally highlighted,
correct,
right, in the typical investor education and personal finance kind of knowledge sessions.
right,
We'll try to focus on new
right.
kind of things, hopefully,
True,
or
true.
lesser discussed things.
Yes. So we always talk about markets. We always talk about attractive sectors, and this is something which is more in control of in your own control as an investor, and don't make the like very obvious mistakes and so on. So let's try and cover or discuss what are the characteristics and who is a scientific investor. So the basic requirements.
Right. So at OmniScience, we have this thing that what is a scientific investor, right? And we obviously there can be many characteristics of that, but the three main things we talk about of scientific investor is originality, character, patience,
Right.
right? These are the three pillars for a scientific investor,
Okay.
according to us. Uh, Originality, as in the thought process has to be original. Character, as in if you are original, what that means is you are different from the market.
Hmm.
Sometimes your position and market position could be same,
Listen.
but typically your original means you are not looking at what everyone else is
Else
doing.
is well. Yeah.
You are thinking through your own process,
Hmm.
original process. And when you are doing that, it's what kind of sector, stocks, portfolio you will identify will be different from
From
the
the
market
market
portfolio
portfolio. Right.
or the more popular portfolios or stocks, right?
Right.
So now this is less popular, or sometimes it's actually downright unpopular, right?
Right.
It means rest of the people think about it as either they don't think about
Got
it
it.
or they have bad
Negative.
thoughts
Yes.
about it,
Negative. Yeah.
right? Now you have to invest in this
Hmm.
as an scientific investor. So that requires having character to go against the crowd,
Hmm.
go against the herd, right?
Right.
And actually deploy the money.
Right.
So that is where the character comes in.
Hmm.
That if you've done a good enough research on the original part,
Right.
then you're confident of the fundamentals,
Hmm.
valuations,
Hmm.
etc., of these things. And then you say, I have the character that I am confident and I will deploy this.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's the second
And
thing.
I think that includes staying away from the most popular stuff as well, because
Absolutely.
typically I've seen that when we say about character, then
Mhm.
people start defending something, let's say, which is going up or which
Correct.
is overvalued,
Correct.
but a lot of conviction comes out there that why it has to be like this.
Absolutely.
So that then you need to have a character, not only to kind of spot and invest in something which is ignored completely or hated, but also not invest in something which is liked by everyone. And
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
right,
I think for many people this is more difficult,
more right.
even more difficult.
Hmm, hmm.
So yeah, so the typical thing, including media and everyone in the industry,
Right.
research analysts,
Hmm,
investors,
hmm.
fund managers, and the normal person, is
Right,
that they would prefer what goes up,
right,
which has already been going up.
going up. Right.
That automatically takes positive characteristics for them and it becomes investable.
Okay.
And whatever is the stock price going down
Down.
becomes negative.
Yeah.
And character requires, as you mentioned, that we again, you don't have to become positive on whatever is going down,
Yeah.
right? That is not what.
Yeah. Don't be a contrarian for the
Ah,
heck of it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. To be
As
original,
original.
right? A
Yes.
very
Right.
minor number of companies or stocks are
Right.
there which are going
Go down.
downward but are actually investable.
Investable. Right.
Majority are not
Not
investable. It's
investable.
true.
Yes.
And same way, whatever is going up, a minority of them are not investable
Yes.
and are extremely
Right.
popular, and you
Right.
have to stay out of it even
Yeah.
though it continues going up.
Correct. Right. And many times you
So
stay
FOMO,
invested. Why, even if it is going up, you have to stay invested also, because maybe it is too far off from its intrinsic value still. Even if it
then it's fine.
doubled and
Yeah, yeah, it
maybe
can
gone
have gone
five times.
100 times,
Yes.
and if it's below its
But
intrinsic value, it's
yes.
still
Right.
investable.
So
But
that's where the
you,
original analysis comes into the play,
right,
right? You
right,
need to have a framework and understanding that
right,
what's your way of analyzing.
right,
Stick to that plan,
right.
right? Right.
I mean,
Understood.
you have to have belief in why your original
Yes, is
discovery is robust, right?
robust, right?
So that, like, we are not discussing the scientific investing framework, but
Right.
we have discussed that somewhere else. We'll
Right.
discuss it again.
Right.
So that's where for us that thing comes.
Belief and, yeah,
uh,
confidence is there. Right.
that why it's a good
Good.
portfolio. You
Right.
can be original and different from the crowd
Right.
and be a very bad portfolio.
Correct. Correct.
So good portfolio, original portfolio, character to invest in that,
Hmm.
and then what is going to happen?
Yes.
It's not
Patient.
going to be,
Hmm.
people expect that I will invest and immediately the portfolio will
Hmm.
start going up, right?
Correct.
That doesn't happen,
Correct.
unfortunately.
True.
Rather, what is more likely to happen that
Hmm.
you are going in an unpopular, right?
Right.
Your original portfolio is composed mostly of
Most.
lesser known companies, or
Correct.
they might be well known companies, but right now nobody
Not
is excited about them.
true.
So the chances are that they will actually either not move much
Correct.
or move in the negative direction,
True.
right?
True.
And you need to have now the patience
Patience.
to
Very
wait
important.
till market recognizes what
Hmm.
is good in your portfolio,
Correct. Hmm.
right? The
Right.
good things about your portfolio.
Sure. and
The,
and be watchful, and like you need to still keep a track of how your hypothesis is playing out, but obviously it will
absolutely,
take time. It's
of course,
there is no just because you bought,
yeah.
nothing is going to happen.
Nobody knows
No.
that you bought it. Stock doesn't know that you
Started.
bought it.
Right.
That okay,
Right.
now I need to
Need
go
to
up.
go up. Right. So great. So just to summarize, the originality of your process and your framework, and how you can come up with a differentiated portfolio. Uh, because if you can't, then you just buy the market portfolio and be happy with that,
Then buy the index.
index. But if you're trying, then you need to have original framework, original portfolio, and then the character, because everyone else on the street and would be talking negative probably at that time, or
Yes,
just outright ignored.
absolutely.
And then when you take that call, then you have to have patience to hold it till it works
Yes.
out, right?
Patience at least
3 to
3 to 5 years.
5 years, right?
We're not
Right.
talking of patience of
uh,
30
3 weeks.
seconds.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Great. So happy to have you here, and we'll keep coming out with interesting ideas on the theme of scientific investor. Thank you.
Thank you.
So always keep in mind that investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. And also that registration granted by SEBI, membership of BSL, and certification from NISM in no way guarantee performance of the intermediary or provide any assurance of returns to investors.